Welcome to Triumph IAS. It's a daily mains practice question and answer series. This program is exclusively designed for UPSC CSE aspirants. In this video discussion, we will discuss UPSC CSE mains previous 25-year questions. Question number 1. Given the diversities among tribal communities in India, in which specific contexts should they be considered as a single category? Let's start with the introduction of the answer. According to the 2011 census, the scheduled tribes account for 104 million, representing 8.6% of the country's population. These scheduled tribes are spread throughout the country, largely in forest and hilly regions. The main body of the answer should be: the tribal population in India, though a numerically small minority, represents an enormous diversity of groups. They vary among themselves in respect of language and linguistic traits, ecological settings in which they live, physical features, size of the population, livelihood pattern, level of development, and social stratification. While tribes have distinct cultures and histories, they also share commonalities, such as the lack of adequate political representation, economic deprivation, and cultural discrimination. Due to economic backwardness and insecure livelihood, the Tiavanbialis face health problems, such as the prevalence of diseases like malaria, cholera, etc. Conclusion of the answer is: there is a need for awareness among the non-tribal population of India to recognize the ability and dignity of tribes to ensure the unity and integrity of the country and the spirit of brotherhood. Question number 2. Constitutional morality is rooted in the Constitution itself and is founded on its essential facets. Explain the doctrine of constitutional morality with the help of relevant judicial decisions. Let's start with the introduction of the answer. Dr. Ambedkar invoked the phrase constitutional morality during the Constituent Assembly debate as to express his doubts regarding the legislature. The main body of the answer should be: years after his invocation, the Supreme Court in 2014 once again mentioned the principle of constitutional morality. Since then, the principle has only developed as the innate voice of the Constitution, one that is different from popular or social morality. The phrase garnered attention in the last decade during the Nas Foundation case. In this case, the Delhi High Court applied this doctrine to strike down Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code. After 2014, this principle was applied in several landmark cases such as the Manoj Narula case, Navtej Singh Johar judgment, NCT of Delhi v. Union of India, Joseph Shinney case, Independent Thought v. Union of India, and most famously, Sabrimala judgment. Conclusion of the answer is: in this context, it is imperative to understand the background and history of this doctrine, how our courts have applied it in various situations, and the future it beholds. Question number 3. Discuss global warming and mention its effects on the global climate. Explain the control measures to bring down the level of greenhouse gases which cause global warming in the light of the Kyoto Protocol, 1997. Let's start with the introduction of the answer. Global warming is a steady increase in the Earth's average temperature, as measured by rising global surface temperatures, caused or influenced by continuous emissions of greenhouse gases, with carbon dioxide and CFCs such as methane and nitrous oxide, as well as other air pollutants, polluting over 90% of the atmosphere and affecting climate sensitivity and precipitation levels. The main body of the answer should be: the presence of compounds in the atmosphere that are damaging to human and other living beings' health, or that damage the climate or materials, is referred to as air pollution. Gases, such as ammonia, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxides, methane, carbon dioxide, and chlorofluorocarbons, particles, both organic and inorganic, and living molecules are all examples of air pollution. Air pollution can cause diseases, allergies, and even death in humans it can also harm other living species including animals and food crops, as well as harm the natural environment, such as climate change, ozone depletion, and habitat destruction, and the built environment, for example, acid rain. Air pollution can be caused by both human activities and natural phenomena. Measures shared in Kyoto for GHG reduction. The Kyoto Protocol states that industrialized nations will reduce their greenhouse gas emissions to below what they were in 1990. The Kyoto Protocol was the first major international effort to slow global climate change. Since 1997, 191 countries have backed the agreement, though the United States has not. Nations in the developing world are not bound by targets in the Kyoto Protocol. Some of these nations, such as China and Brazil, support industrial economies. Some developed nations, including the US, Canada, and Russia, have not agreed to emissions targets. Conclusion of the answer is, perhaps because of its lack of worldwide support, the Kyoto Protocol has been limited in its success. Greenhouse gas output has increased since 1997, not decreased.